What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about an indicator that's part of Market Cipher that we don't typically touch on too often, but I've recently been getting a lot of questions about it, so I figured I'd make a quick video. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of these great tutorials or urgent market updates that we upload to the channel. Now, the indicator we're going to be talking about today is the DBSI, or the Dual Band Strength Index. Now, like I said, this is a part of Market Cipher, and there's quite a bit of calculations that go into this particular indicator. I think CryptoFace said something around 30 indications go into calculating this one indicator. So although the indicator is very easy to read, there is a lot of complex calculations that go into it. And like I said, this can add great confirmation when entering and exiting your trades. So without further ado, let's jump into the charts. I'm going to show you how to add the DBSI to your trading view chart, how to read it, what all the numbers mean, and more importantly, how you can use it to add confirmation when entering and exiting your trades. Let's get into it. So we're here on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. And first, we're going to go ahead and add the DBSI to our chart. So you're going to want to click on the indicators button right up here. You'll see this window pop up. And if you do have Market Cipher, all of your Market Cipher indicators should pop up here. You'll see we have Market Cipher A, Market Cipher B, DBSI, and Market Cipher support and resistance. So we're going to go ahead and click on Market Cipher DBSI. And when we come back to our chart, you will see that we now have numbers that pop up on the top and the bottom of each candle, right? So basically with the DBSI, it prints numbers on the top and the bottom of each candle. And basically what these numbers mean, they indicate strength. The numbers range from -5 to +28. You want to think of the 28 as the strongest number and the -5 as the weakest number. So you can see right here, this yellow number 10 right here is going up against a -4, right? So you can kind of think of this as a game of tug of war or maybe push of war. You have a -4 at the top of the candle, right? So that is a weak number. That number is showing weakness. And then underneath the candle, you have a +10. So typically the higher number, the stronger number, is going to push the candle in that direction. So having a 10, a +10 down here is indicating that the strength is to the upside. So this +10 is going to push against this wimpy -4 and most likely push price upward, right? Now, on the contrary, if you had a +10 up here and a -4 down here, you would see the higher or the stronger number push price to the downside. So as you can see right here on some of these bearish candles, you can see we had a +18 on the top of the candle and a -1 down on the bottom of the candle, indicating that the strength was to the downside, and this positive, stronger number is going to push price down. Same deal right here. You have a +23, which is a strong number, versus a -5, which is the weakest number, right? So that 23 is going to push against that weak -5 and push the price lower. So you could kind of see the trend here. You have a +18 against a -4, price continues down. You have a 19 versus a -5, price continues to push down. 18 versus -4 continues down. Now you see you have a 2 versus a 6. So the 6 would be the strong number in this case, and that wound up printing somewhat of a doji candle here, pushing price up a little bit. And then you see the sentiment flip where you have a +15 on the bottom and a -5 on top, where price started to push up, indicating that we were reversing to come to the upside. Now you'll see this +10 number is yellow. That is just because it is the strongest number on the current candle. Now this works on any time frame, right? So we can come over to the daily, and we have on the daily, we have a +12 in gold. That is the stronger number versus a -5. So you can expect some more upside out of this candle, being that the stronger number is on the bottom of the candle, ready to push price higher. So like I said, you could think of it as a game of push of war. You got the big strong 12 pushing against a wimpy -5. So most likely the +12 is going to prevail and push that price up against that wimpy little -5. So on the daily chart, this is good to see, indicating that price is probably going to come higher. So we have a negative 12 on the bottom of the candle here versus a negative 5, indicating more bullish momentum, right? Now you could come down to lower time frames to zoom in and see what is happening, right? So you go to the 1 hour. Now on the 1 hour, we have a negative 15 on top versus a negative 3. So you might see a pullback in the short term, but in the longer term, it looks like you will, maybe just get a little correction short term before this positive 12 starts pushing the candle higher. So you can see here, now we're on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. And I was talking about this recently because in this bearish trend that we've been in, kind of just ranging sideways in a bear flag, which is a bearish continuation pattern. We did see some light on the charts recently with this big bullish divergence on the 4-hour. You see you have your momentum waves making higher lows, and then you have your price making lower lows, right? So from here to there, you are coming down with your price and coming up with momentum, creating a bullish divergence. And this is typically when you see price squeeze to the upside. Now, the way you can use this as a confirmation is you can identify you have a bullish divergence on the 4-hour, and this can help you find good entries, right? So you had the confirmed bullish divergence right here. And as you can see, we had a little downtrend. The bottom numbers on a lot of these candles were in the negatives. Then you had this doji candle with a positive 6, indicating that you might be seeing a trend reversal. And then on this green candle where you had that green dot confirming, you all of a sudden get a positive 15 versus the weakest number, a negative 5. Now, this is indicating that price is about to reverse, and that positive 15 is going to push that wimpy 5 out of the way and push price up. So that's a confirmation, right? You have the bullish divergence. You have the DBSI having a strong number underneath the candle, indicating bullish strength. And you can also combine this with other confirmations such as spider lines or horizontal levels of support, key levels of support and resistance, or Fibonacci levels. So it's just another thing to help you add some confidence when entering or exiting a trade. So you can draw out your bearish divergence. You have price coming up as you have your momentum waves making lower highs right here. So you have momentum going down as price was coming up, indicating a bearish divergence. And then you see here, obviously you had a 15 on the bottom of the candle here against the negative 5. And then you see it start to, you see the bearish strength start to come up here with a positive 8 versus a 0. So this could start to make you think, okay, this bearish divergence might play out. And then on this candle, you have a positive 16 versus the weakest number, negative 5, indicating that there's a good chance you're going to come down. So that can add a little bit of confirmation. And let's go ahead and see what happened. And look at that. You came all the way down back to this moving average. Now, if you were to get into a trade with this, say, you wanted to enter right here as you see the stronger number 8 versus a 0, showing that strength is reversing. Let's say you got in somewhere on this candle. You could have wrote it down, to this moving average. You could have wrote it all the way down to here, right? As, you do have a little bit of resistance here, so it would act as support. So you could have wrote that down for about 7.4% profit, or throw a little 10x leverage on it for 74% profit. But you could kind of see that, once you see those strong numbers flip on top of the candles versus this negative 5 super weak candle, it adds confirmation that this bearish divergence will play out. So as you guys can see, this is a very, very good way to add confirmation, right? Especially when you're using it to confirm something like a bullish or bearish divergence. So when you're trading, if you see a bullish divergence, they typically play out in your favor. But if you see those numbers as you're approaching support, right? And then you see the stronger numbers flip to the bottom of the candles with maybe like a positive 20 versus a negative 5. You can expect that bounce will definitely happen or is more probable to happen. So it's a very powerful indicator to add confirmation to your trades. Now, obviously, like I always say, I never recommend trading just based off of one indicator. So you obviously would be wanting to use this to confirm with, like I said, if you're coming down to a key support level or a Fibonacci level, a spider line, or if you're confirming it with a bullish or bearish divergence, is when the DBSI would work best. So guys, I think that's all I got for this one. Like I said, I have been getting a lot of questions about the DBSI. Like, Frank, do you use the DBSI? Why don't you ever show it on your stream? And I do. I don't typically look at it all the time, but when I'm looking to enter and exit trades, I will flip it on and off just to see if I can add a little confirmation to my entries and exits. So just a little recap here. The strength numbers run from -5 being the weakest number and +28 being the strongest number. So when you have a stronger number on the higher number on the bottom of the candle and a weaker number on top, you can expect that stronger number to push price up. And then on the contrary, if you have the stronger number on top versus a negative number or a weaker number on the bottom, you can expect price to come down. And don't forget, just like a lot of the other indicators, you can set alerts for the DBSI at certain numbers. So when you have a positive, a strong number popping up on the bottom of a candle or the top of the candle, you can set alerts for when those numbers start to flash on the bars. If you guys want to know how to set alerts on TradingView, check out my TradingView tutorial. I will link it up here in the video on a card. With all that being said, I think that's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Frankie Candles out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to